Oh, goodness. This week we're heading to the offshore waters of Fort Myers, Sanibel area. We're gonna be hitting some artificial numbers and looking for cobia. We met this week's guest host, Kevin, at the Punta Rassa boat ramp and launched the Triton. This Fort Myers area has a great inshore fishery, and that's really pretty much all I've done in this area. I've come over here and done some snook and some red fishing. Talking to Kevin, though, there's a great offshore cobia bite going on right now, and he's hoping that they're chewing today. The first order of business in the morning is just to load the wells up with bait. It's really important in this area. These cobia, really have a liking for pinfish and whitebait, so we headed over to a local grass flat, got the bait up and threw the net a couple times. All right, first thing this morning, Sanibel, Fort Myers area. Kevin Isofano?
Yes, sir.
What do you got planned for us today?
We're gonna go out to a shrimp boat wreck, get some cobia, some snook, hopefully a redfish or two. Everything kind of hangs around there this time of year. We're gonna drop down some big old pinfish or some white baits and see what we pull up.
All right, well, we got the live wells loaded on the Triton. What bay cut is this we're going out of?
We're going out of the Sanibel Causeway. We're gonna go around the lighthouse. We're gonna head about 8 miles out, in about 35 foot of water.
All right, man, I'm ready. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
God, we're sitting here in November. It's really odd, super warm pattern, winds are light, it's pre-frontal. We have a front coming in the following day. Weather conditions are perfect though to run offshore and get on these wrecks. All right, first spot. How many miles out are we? 8?
8 miles.
Just gonna drop it down here on some bottom, put some live baits down at the bottom. I had some pretty good marks on the bottom. Let's see what's down there. Some white baits, some pinfish. What are we looking for?
We're looking for a cobia here, maybe a couple groupers. See what's on the bottom.
Out here in the Gulf, these fish orient themselves to structure. So our plan today is just to go from artificial wreck to artificial wreck, just bouncing the bottom, looking for an area that's holding a lot of fish. So you get out here to these spots, you kind of bounce around a little bit?
Yeah, we use the motor guide to bounce around the wreck a little bit and see where the fish are holding on the wreck. Kind of drop straight down and see what happens. If not, we move a little bit, other side of the wreck.
We got some flat lines out, we got some baits down on the bottom. Hopefully get something going here. The first spot, man, we had a great bottom mark on that Ray Marine. Deployed the trolling motor, hit that anchor mode, got right on top of it, and it didn't take long at all. Fish on. What do you think?
Good fish.
Solid, huh?
Yeah, got some good head shakes.
Oh, don't go that way. Get him up, brother. What kind of structure are we sitting on here?
We got some culverts, pilings.
A lot of stuff that can break you off.
A lot of stuff will break you off. A lot of homes down there.
Oh no. I'm gonna come around the back. Are you good? Get him up, bro. Get him up. Wow. Impressive. Should be an 80-pound cobia. Coming up. Weird.
It's coming up.
Almost acting like a cove now.
It is.
I better get this gaff ready. God knows. Could be a big cove. Goliath. You guys got a lot of Goliaths out here?
Got a lot of Goliath out here in the Gulf.
Hard to say what this is. It's a solid fish.
It's got a lot.
Womp, 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 womp. Dude, I thought you had him. Got you down in the wreck. Nothing you can do there.
In the wreck. He just broke. That was a big fish. All right, get back at it.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Penn. Let the battle begin.
You know, you hear so much about these Goliath Grouper and the comeback they're making, and really until you come over here and you start fishing these bottom numbers, you just can't imagine how many there are. And I tell you what, you hook into one of these things and it's like hooking on the back end of a freight liner. It's hard to stop these fish, but it's a lot of fun.
Kevin just had a freaking stud on. So hard to stop him out here. Tried to put the brakes on him, but you just can't seem to get him up off the bottom so far. Early in the morning, though, we'll get him. Ooh.
There you go.
Ah, you don't go back down.
See what you got, George.
Ah, he's at the bottom.
That thing's got some jewelry in his mouth. Eat it already.
Got him?
Oh, that's definitely a jewfish.
When you pull back and nothing happens?
Yeah. That was definitely the Goliath.
That was funny. Those Goliaths are so big, some of them 400 or 500 pounds. You set the hook and absolutely nothing happens, you know it's a big one.
We had enough of these Goliaths. We were losing a lot of tackle, going through a lot of gear, and talking to Kevin, he had another spot. We decided to, pick it up and move and try something else. As soon as we pulled up to this next spot, there was a school of fish that were making a wake on the surface. I threw that Yozuri out there, and I tell you what, man, it was game on.
Hooked up.
Saw something swimming out on the surface out there. Yozuri didn't last a second. That's what's so neat about these spots. Not that far off the coast, you get a lot of these same inshore species, jacks, and so you get snook and reds out here.
Snooks and reds. What you think you got there?
Blew up like a jack.
They sure attacked that Yozuri. Yep.
Oh, look at them all with him. The whole school is with him. Look at this. They don't even want to leave it. You see that? 20 more came up with him. That's why it's good to have a plug ready.
Yep.
Just cast it out. You never know. Opportunistic bait. They are fun.
They are big fighters, big tail.
Pound for pound, probably one of the hardest fighting fish out here. Cool. Hey, get the drag working.
We're utilizing a couple of different techniques to target these cobia. The important thing though is to get the bait down to the bottom. We're using some jig heads, half-ounce jig heads, also a knocker rig, 1 ounce lead. But again, the important thing, get the bait down to the bottom. That's where those cobia are sitting.
Fish on?
Fish on. That's definitely cobia.
I'll put the motor up.
Got it.
Got him up. What's it feel like?
Feel like cobia. There he is, big old cobia.
Oh, nice. That's a nice fish. You said they were here, you just had to wait them out.
Had to wait him out.
Get that rod out of here. Man, we've just been waiting and waiting for the bite. You said that's what you had to do, you just gotta wait them out. Looks like a good fish, definitely a keeper. Get the gaff out for this one. These things go crazy when you gaff them. We're seeing a bunch of rays out here jumping around, big eagle rays. There's some structure on the bottom, so this is perfect for what these cobes like.
It's coming up.
Nice fish, solid fish, dude. The problem is a lot of people, 33 inches to the fork, same limits over here, 33 to the fork,
Correct.
East Coast. You see a lot of guys gaffing these fish that are undersized. You really, big net, if you're questionable, this is obviously a keeper. There's no question that this is a keeper, so. If we can get him in, he's gonna go in the Yeti. I know, I can't worry about it right now. We got one on the front rod right now. Looks probably a cobe too. There we go. I can't worry about it. I gotta get this. That one's still on. Let's get this one in. We'll worry about that.
Ready?
Yep. Just you keep doing what you're doing. Just keep doing what you're doing.
Boom!
Right there. That's why
Nice
we came out
fish.
here. Look at that little jig right in the corner of his mouth. Woo. Solid fish, man. Oh, that's the one we're looking for.
It took a while to get the first one. You know, Kevin finally got that bite that we were looking for. And beautiful cobia, you know, excellent keeper size. And just like any time you stick a gaff in a cobia, it's just mayhem. But it was nice to get that first one into the Yeti.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Wiley X, Absolute Premium Protection.
Kevin said these cobia are gonna be on the bottom, and coming from the East Coast, we find them on the rays and the turtles, and this place has all of that. There's rays swimming around, jumping out of the water, turtles everywhere. Kevin calls this place the aquarium, and it's not hard to see why.
Tiger shark.
Oh my God.
Holy crap. Is that a
Look
tiger?
at the size of this
Holy
tiger
crap.
shark.
What is that, 10-footer?
I mean, how many times do you get to experience a giant tiger shark swimming right by the boat? I mean, this thing in clear water, a foot underneath the surface, an impressive sight to see.
This place is like
Massive.
Jurassic Park, bro. It's Jurassic Park. Yeah, okay. As I was saying, Jurassic Park, that looks fake. That is a several 100-pound tiger shark, which you rarely see. And he's just swimming up here on the surface.
It's coming right for us.
Coming right for us.
The nicer usually the conditions are for fishing, the more comfortable you are, it doesn't always, you know, correlate to a good bite. And these big bluebird skies have a tendency to slow the bite down, and that's really what took place. I mean, it was a total grind. We really had to work for these fish. Kevin had the confidence in this area to sit here and just wait it out, and he knew eventually we're gonna get the bites that we needed.
How long have you been fishing these waters, Kevin?
I've been fishing for about 25 years, professionally for about 12 now.
Inshore, offshore, kind of do everything.
Kind of do everything, near shore, inshore.
The water, I mean, it's so good around here. There's such variety. Obviously today we just touched, oh, there he is. Oh yeah, I seen him spank it.
Oh, you missed it.
It's crazy. You can, I mean, just today we could easily be fishing inshore, catching snook and reds. You know, tarpon fishing is excellent in this area. We just chose to go offshore, hit some of these, you know, near shore numbers that are holding these cobia. Times of the year, there's lots of permit here as well.
Lots of permit in the springtime. We've got a great estuary in Fort Myers, lots of fish, lots of redfish, snook inshore. And of course offshore we got the cobia and a lot of other species, but today we're targeting the cobia. And
I'm always amazed at the quantity of bait that you guys have here too. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. I mean, you don't even have to really be from this area where you can come here, bring your boat, get a box of chum, get out on a grass flat, chum up some bait, you know, throw the cast net once or get a little gold hooks out, catch some pinfish and come out here and do this exact same thing. A lot of public numbers that hold fish, so it doesn't take, you know, a pro to do this. It helps to have you along today though, I'll tell you that.
yeah, there's a lot of public numbers out here that hold a lot of good fish.
What do you think the best time of the year to fish this area is?
I think the best time is May. We have cobia, we have permit, the snook are out here spawning. We get some redfish, some kingfish if the water's cool enough. It's a really great place out here. It's a great place to come out and have a good day.
And it's a big tourist destination. Sanibel Island is huge. It's one of the prettiest beaches is known for in Florida. Fort Myers Beach, Sanibel Beach, all that whole area is absolutely beautiful. Cobe! There was a shark with him. Big shark.
Is that a netter or a gaffer?
It's close, man. Man, it's been a grind. We lost so many fish today. We don't know on this fish, so let's just net it and be safe. I'm gonna stick a hole in a fish that's not a keeper. It's gotta be 33 inches to the fork. We'll just get a net on them. We got rays jumping around us. That's what this one came off of. A ray swam by, and nice to have a nice big net. Be close. gonna be real close. There's gonna be 33 inches to the...
He's close. He's right at it.
All right, let's pick him up. I'm right to the tip right now.
He's short, 32.
32. That's why you don't gaff those fish. You look keeper in the water, went ahead and netted them, got that big net. Get a nice safe release on this one. Kind of basic setup. I mean, we're just using a jig head, half-ounce jig head, white bait. Got a piece of 40 to 60 pound Berkeley fluorocarbon leader. It's like a 5,000 size reel. That's the way we're just fishing this one. You know, you can put a knocker rig down as long as you get a bait down to the bottom. Not pegged right on the bottom though, because there's a lot of structure. You just kind of want to bouncing right off the bottom. That's where the bite is coming from. Oh, look at him coming up to the top. It's got to be one. There he is. Oh, yeah. Woo! Running right towards.
This guy, good luck.
Oh. Got that net still?
Yep.
Another one that's kind of questionable. I don't want to stick a gaff in them. Low light, it's hard to tell. The last one was an inshore. It looks very similar. This one looks a little bigger, maybe. Just a white bait on the bottom on the jig. Great fighting fish, great eating fish, highly prized. One per person is the limit.
Yep.
There he is. Woo-hoo-hoo!
Nice one.
That looks like he'll probably keep.
Oh yeah.
That's it right there, second fish.
Nice fish.
God, let's throw him in the Yeti. We got about a half-hour light left.
We do.
Let's do it.
Let's try to get it one more.
You can't imagine how hard these fish fight. Something about these fish on this heavy structure in this shallower water. We're sitting in like 35 feet of water. And I didn't think it'd be that hard to get these fish off the bottom, but I'm utilizing 80-pound braid, drags locked all the way down, and these fish will hurt your feelings. They will put a hurting on you for sure.
Real-Time Florida Sportsman is brought to you by Eagle Claw Trocar, the sharpest fish hooks in the world.
You know, it's really important when you're cleaning these fish is to have them nice and chilled, nice and iced down. These cobia, actually we're sitting in the cooler overnight on ice. We got in late last night, we didn't really have time to keep them clean, so nice ice bath all night long, nice firm white meat. Super sharp knife's important. A good quality knife's gonna hold its blade, so we got a couple different styles of knife. We'll start out with just a regular fillet knife, get the fillets off the fish, and then go ahead and skin the fish. That's what you want. Real sharp knife, just be able to go ahead and get that fillet right off the bone. Look at that. Set that to the side, we'll skin that in a minute. Just sometimes you want to switch it up, get a little thinner blade knife. It makes it a little bit easier to skin the fish. There's a couple different ways to do this. You could skin the whole fillet at once on a bigger piece of meat like this. I usually break it up into sections and go ahead and skin it afterwards. A big chunk of meat like this can be hard to fillet the whole thing. What you can do is just, you got the bloodline there. You really don't want to be eating that bloodline. You can just come right down that bloodline, go right down. It's a great way to get a perfect section of meat. Look at that. Leave that bloodline right in there. Going down the other side. Perfect. As we got into the late afternoon, the bite, definitely picked up. The sun got low, and when it did, just like that early morning bite, those late evening bites can be really good.
Look at them head shakes.
Oh! Oh! There he is! It's a good one, bro. Get him in the boat. Oh, solid fish. That's it. How long did I struggle to get this? I mean, all day, the sun's going down. We were out here at sun up. If you're gonna come out here to this Fort Myers, Sanibel area, you better be prepared to catch some fish, but you better bring some tackle to stop them. That 80-pound spider wire, man, dude.
That did it.
Oh,
Did the job.
and I barely got him off the bottom. Barely.
Barely.
That Fort Myers, Sanibel area, some awesome fishing. Thanks for showing it to me, Kev.
No problem.
God.
That last bite, I mean, it was picturesque. The sun was setting, conditions were just absolutely gorgeous. Kevin reached out to me and told me that this Fort Myers, Sanibel area, the bite was hot, and I made the trip over here, and this is a great location. Whether you're coming over to vacation with the family or you're here for a hardcore, serious fishing trip, every time we come here, whether inshore or offshore, it's always the place to be.
Laid back.
On the right of you.
Fish. No, rock. That's one of the rare species of sponge that you can catch in the Gulf. Well, oh, it's your most common stingray.